Ken Savage, how's it going with BlancaWhite these days?
It's going extremely well, Jason. Thanks for having me on, and hello to you and all your listeners. BlancaWhite's debut album, Resurgence of Rock, is coming out in several weeks, and we're all very excited about it.
Now, what's your part in this group?
Well, I was one of the founders of BlancaWhite, and I worked with my partner in crime, Austin Shell, on this album. He handled the musical side of the album, and I handled the whole thing conceptually and wrote the lyrics for it. And we brought on a number of really great 1980s singers to perform on the album, and we're extremely excited about how it turned out.
Now, how was the songwriting process to make this?
Well, it was an interesting process, and it took us about a year to do the 9 songs on the album. I wrote the lyrics for each of the 9 songs. My partner, Austin Shell, who's from Austin, Texas, wrote all the music. We got together a number of times, both in France and in Texas, to work on the various songs for the album, and we think they all turned out really strong.
Resurgence of Rock is an interesting title. Where does this come from?
Well, we are all just fans of rock music, and I grew up in the 1980s and loved growing up, in that classic time and classic era for hard rock. Grew up listening to bands like AC/DC and Van Halen and Judas Priest and Def Leppard and so on and so forth, and I got very discouraged by the mid-'90s when that music seemed to fall off the radio and, fall out of people's awareness to some extent. And so what this album is about is really trying to bring back that classic sound. And that's the reason for the title of the album, and Resurgence of Rock is our title track on the album. It's sung by Paul Shortino, formerly of Quiet Riot and Rough Cut and King Cobra, and that's kind of our anthem song and the song that is really the statement about what we're all about.
Now, how would this all be played live in a situation with all these different singers?
Well, that's currently under discussion. We obviously, Jason, followed a bit different model on this project. We invited 4 different singers to perform the 9 songs on the album. We've got Paul Shortino, Lorraine Lewis, Terry Alou, and Jeff Paris. Because there are 4 different, we kind of adopted the model of the Alan Parsons Project, to tell you the truth. That was our model for the album in terms of bringing in the best people we could find for each particular song. And we really worked hard to match the singers with each of the songs. Each of our singers has told us that they'd be happy to perform live. There are currently some discussions underway about live performances in the spring and summer of this year. But obviously we don't have a traditional band, so it's there's some complicated discussions going on about how to pull off some live performances with each of the singers.
And also, Ken, what instruments are you playing on this album?
I'm not playing any of the instruments. Actually, Austin Shell handled the music on the album, and I wrote the lyrics and came up with the concept for the project.
Okay, in that sense, you're not on the album at all, not making an appearance musically.
I'm not making an appearance musically, I'm making an appearance lyrically.
Now, Ken, for this project, how far are you guys going with promotion and where we can get this album?
Well, right now there is information up on the internet about us at resurgenceofrock.com as well as at blancawhite.com. We've also got a Facebook page at Resurgence of Rock, and we're on Twitter at Rock Resurgence. All of those different portals will contain information about the release of the album. We expect the release to occur in either late January or early February, so really in the next 3 to 4 weeks. We should have a date nailed down soon, and we will keep everyone posted on those websites about it.
Keep up the great work, and when are we going to see a video come out?
Well, we've got an EPK up right now on those sites that I just mentioned. You can find it on our Facebook site, again, at Resurgence of Rock, or at our website, resurgenceofrock.com. We are in the process of producing some music videos as well, but right now the electronic press kit is already up and available and online, and I'd encourage everybody to take a look at it. Jason, thanks so much to you and all your listeners, and Happy New Year for 2012.
All right, you as well. Take care.
Okay, thank you.